Hey friends, it is Jeff Larson and Trisha Jackson here from Your American Cancer Society. We wanted to take some time and introduce ourselves and introduce you to who our newest team is. As many of you are aware, ACS has gone through some changes in the state recently, and Trisha and I have been teammates for a while now, but we're part of a new team with some new coverage areas. So we wanted to introduce you to who our team is. Um, and it's kind of weird that it's just the two of us, but we'll explain that soon. And what events we have coming and how you can get involved with those. So I'll start. I'm Jeff Larson. I've been with Your American Cancer Society for a little over 4 years now. It's been very exciting, and it's really a work of passion for me. Trisha, you've been around here a little bit longer than me.
Maybe just a little bit. As staff, I've been around for 5.5 years, but I started my American Cancer Society journey in 1996. So
Wow.
It's been a little while.
Yeah, that's awesome. I started as a volunteer as well, but you've definitely got me beat. Our two teammates are both home with newborn children. So we've got Katie Jones, who I used to work closely with back when I did just pink events. And so she's back in a role very similar to what she had then. And Samantha Miller, who is a relay rock star, is a staff partner for our largest relay in the state of Michigan and some other. So she's got Relay for Life in Jackson and also Greater Lansing, right?
Yep.
Katie has Real Men Wear Pink and Flint, making strides in both Flint and Lansing. And then she does a little bit of relay too, right?
Yep, Relay for Life of Clinton County. So shout out to those communities. And, I would say welcome to our team, but I think, thanks for welcoming us into your team. So we've got a brand new team now. We were part of what we would call the Northeast Michigan for a while, and then Northern Michigan. And so as things have evolved and changed, and unfortunately because of COVID-19, we've gone through some more changes. We are now a team that is representing Central and Northern Michigan.
Yes. And our fearless leader, Nolan, would absolutely be a part of this, except it seems appropriate to take some time to talk about Midland County and surrounding, Sanford and Wixom area. Tricia and I both have work with events that are in Midland County, and we know that we've got volunteers and people that are very dear to us in those communities that are really working to rebuild right now. And Nolan is 100% in that same group. So our hearts and thoughts are with them as they do that work to rebuild their homes, and we know that they've lost so much. So we are 100% here to help, and anything that anybody seeing this in those communities needs, please feel free to reach out to us. Whether it's coming in and helping with tearing stuff out, putting stuff back up. We're not skilled laborers, but we're willing, right?
Absolutely. Always pitch in. Our families within the American Cancer Society are just that. You guys are family. So if we can help in any way, we certainly hope you're going to reach out. And that even at your event level, for those of you who have staff that have had to step away because they have precious newborns, and that's amazing. We're taking care of you. You've got some interim staff that's working with you, but if Jeff and I can help in any way, certainly we want to be there for you as well, because this is it's a different time, right? It's a difficult time for some, and for others, we're just getting acclimated and getting our feet wet and how to virtualize all of these fun things and still keep that momentum rolling. So we've definitely seen a little bit of loss, right? A little bit of loss of energy, a little bit of loss of revenue for sure. And it would be silly of me not to acknowledge that we have a critical need in front of us to continue to work hard for cancer patients. And knowing the heart of the ACS volunteer, we know that you know how critical and important that is as well. So we're asking you to amplify, to re-engage, to elevate your spirit and get engaged with us again. And we've got quite a few things to help with that and to spark that energy. Should we talk a little bit about Spark My Hope coming up in July, Jeff?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm fired up about it.
I'm excited about it. So we have a campaign coming up in July. You're going to hear more details here very, very soon. But in July, on July 6th, kicks off our Spark My Hope campaign, which is a part of Days of Hope for the North Central region. For the state of Michigan, we went with Spark My Hope to kind of get that spark and that excitement and everything going. It's right after the 4th of July, so make sure, this is just your little quick sneak peek, make sure when you're buying fireworks over the 4th of July that you save a few packages of sparklers, because there's going to be something fun that you can engage with that. But this is a way to be able to ignite that passion and to get excited about things. It's a way to involve our partners and our sponsors and just really kick off that excitement and get everybody rolling. A lot of events have been virtualized. A lot of events are being pushed off into the fall. So this is a great time to really kick off that spirit, especially around the Relay for Life events that have been so heavily impacted in the summer months. And then we're rolling into peak area of October. So we're going to have all that kind of excitement at once. July is a great time to get that started. So make sure that you're watching that. If you have not already liked and shared our American Cancer Society of Michigan Facebook page, a lot of the information you're going to see about Spark My Hope is going to be shown there. So make sure that you get a chance to do that. And if you are sitting in an event that is still kind of unsure exactly what virtualizing a relay or a strides or any of these events looks like, this is a great platform for you to be able to steal some ideas. And that's what we're all about, sharing those ideas and stealing those ideas. So I know I'm excited about it. I know Jeff's excited about it. We've got all kinds of plans for all of our volunteers, and we're hoping that you're going to engage with us and stay sparked.
Who doesn't love quiet pyrotechnics, right?
Exactly.
And I can easily just pass this. It's only a pen right now, but if it were a sparkler, I could pass it right across my screen to you.
And I could pick it up. Yeah, that might just be a little precursor for what's going to come next.
So Tricia, I know we talked about Spark My Hope, but you've actually got an event you work with that's coming up this weekend, right?
Yes, shout out to Greater Grand Traverse area, who is brave enough to be one of the first state events to go virtual. This is their planned weekend for Relay for Life, and they have 24 hours, get this, 24 hours of a jam-packed schedule. Awesome. Not just a few ceremonies thrown in, but actually 24 hours of engagement. In fact, if you want to play Minute to Win It, get registered now. It's at 3 a.m. So I hope that we have a full Zoom call of Minute to Win It, and you do have to register for it. But they've got all kinds of exciting things going on, and I'm so excited for them because they're already at 75, well, technically 76% of goal, and they're just going into their bank night tonight. So really exciting. They've just, COVID-19 hit, and they said, this is not going to affect us. We're going to adjust our sales, and we're going to keep on moving forward. So their sponsorship asks have been amazing. They had a Pampered Chef party, Jeff, that raised $1,700. And I don't mean they sold $1,700. They sold thousands of dollars.
Right.
Their net profit was $1,700. It was the largest Pampered Chef party the lady had ever hosted. So
that's awesome.
I mean, it's just, nothing stopped them. They just kept going. So we're really excited. If you want to check that out and you're going to think about a virtual event, check out their event. No, you don't have to do a full 24-hour schedule, but it gives you some good ideas of what they've got going on, and participate. Like their page, participate, be involved. It'll be a lot of fun.
Yep. Obviously, we encourage people to check out these other events and contribute if you can, but we also know that we're all in the same work together. So sharing is caring and stealing is feeling, right?
Yes, and we are all in this together. I think that we can probably say this about 2020. It's really not about who gets credit, right? It's not about where the money is going to filter through and who's going to have the big name recognition at the end of the day. It's about funding the mission. It's about making sure that our mission is not going to be heavily impacted like we're anticipating some of it will be. We still have cancer patients we need to serve, and we still have research we need to fund. So at the end of the day, it's all about just working hard to make sure that that's still an important part of our life. Yeah.
Well said.
So other
what
events
other events
coming
are you
up?
working on?
Okay, so for me, I have 4 different Relay for Life events coming up. This one that I just talked about was my only virtual so far, but we do have our plan Bs in place just in case. But we have a virtual event that just decided to go virtual here in the last few days in Gratiot and Isabella County. So shout out to them. That is August 14th. And last night we had a great productive meeting with a few people to really hash out what that could look like, because it's kind of hard to visualize it sometimes. So they're brand new working with me. I've got a lot of people to still meet and super excited to meet them and get the ball rolling there in Gratiot and Isabella County. But they have some cool summer events coming up too. They're doing a community car wash. And then they intended to do a dessert, like a bake sale, but a auction, and they can't. So they're doing a basket sale at the market there. And one of our relayers have been going to the marketplace on a regular basis and doing some sales, and she's made a ton of money so far doing that. We're talking into the thousands. So the basket sale should be awesome as well. And then rolling into September, there's 2 events happening for my volunteers in Midland County and Tuscola. We've got Tuscola County Relay for Life, hopefully in person. That's what we're hoping for. We'll see what happens here in the near future. But they are looking at a very traditional 20-year celebration and just starting to get really activated and engaged again and excited as the economy opens up in Michigan. And then Bark for Life. Bark for Life is in Midland County. It's a feeder into Relay for Life. That's also September 19th. And this year we have added with Sarah Yeager, who is a personality that does news, has added a 5K, 10K walk with dog virtual, and it comes with a t-shirt and a medallion, and it's super cool and quirky and fun. So if you're a dog lover, you can check that out. And then of course Midland County Relay for Life is celebrating 25 years this year at the Midland County Fairgrounds on October 3rd.
And that's an event that was supposed to be just this past weekend originally, right?
Yeah.
But postponed. And we know so many events have either moved to virtual, postponed, somewhere in that decision-making process. And as staff members, we love our in-person events. We 100% would be with you all in person if we could. But our one of our top priorities is to look out for the safety and well-being, especially of people that are going to be acting with anyone that has recently completed or is actively going through cancer treatments. And it's just really, it's not worth the risk, right? To one person getting sick in a way that they're not able to is not something that we can live with. And so we are taking those safe precautions. We hope that we can safely have these in-person events later on. But as I look at the events that I work with, really, I'm on video saying I've got it easy, right? But that's not the case. We're super hard at work. In fact, I had a meeting yesterday, and I've got meetings tonight and tomorrow, and then Thursday, all virtually, of course. But we'll start with Relay for Life of Bay County. So this is an event that was originally going to be May 16th. And it was very difficult, even when we decided to postpone it to September 26th. Now we have sent out a survey to all our previous participants saying, what is it that you most want? We want to try to preserve some in-person stuff if we can. We're looking at possibly doing a 2-hour live evening event, but we're also looking at 100% virtual. And then the survey results so far suggest the most realistic option is some sort of hybrid, some sort of virtual event leading up to a live event, though we would strongly encourage anyone who's uncomfortable or doesn't feel the absolute need to be there with us in person to watch it at home, so that we don't have issues of crowd control, because we would hate to try to make the decision of who can be there and who cannot, to police safety, when really Yeah, we certainly understand that for a number of people that need to be there in person to have those feelings and that experience is very, very strong. So we are, as always, listening to our community, and I've got great volunteers in Bay County that are trying to put together the best possible scenario. Then Stride season, both Midland and Saginaw, like all Strides events in the state of Michigan, it has been decided that all events for making strides will be virtual this year. So it's actually really nice to have more. We're starting to get to the point where we have more answers than questions. We were not there for a long, long time, right, Trisha?
Yeah, there's been lots of questions.
For
And
sure.
it's a tough pill to swallow. I mean, making strides in Relay for Life have been a part of our community thread for so long that switching that platform to virtual it's tough, right? And I've
Right.
got a couple that are still wanting to do face to face, and we're going to do our darndest to make sure that happens. But we're also going to always, at the end of the day, take into account the survivor. And if at the end of the day it's not safe for them to meet, then we really need to figure that out and take a step in a different direction. And then I don't know about you, Jeff, but at the end of all of this, we just throw 2020 into the toilet, hit flush, and then we move on to 2021 because I think we're all craving that face-to-face connection and all of the
Sure.
things that bring us together. Yeah.
And it's interesting. Before my ACS journey, I was a teacher for almost a decade, and I was a social studies teacher. So and a drama teacher. Anyone who knows me might know that that's the light that shines a little more bright. But when we study history and we look at some of the worst times, it often gave way to innovation that paved the way for decades to come. And I'm really seeing that in our communities. After a spell of very real depression. Anyone who didn't feel depression, I can't relate because I know I did, and it's very natural to do that. But I think some of the ideas that we're having, some of the discussions with volunteers, some of the plans, are things that are not going to just help us get through this year and still have an experience that feels almost right, but will be pieces. No, live events aren't going away, but we're going to learn to do some things that will be great event enhancers for years and years to come. Which brings me to this. Here we are recording this Zoom call and putting it on our YouTube page. This is a new space for us, right? So we've got this YouTube page. We want to be able to do some things with the YouTube page. So we're going to need help from the people that do watch this video. If you could please subscribe to this channel. It's not loaded with content right now that's necessarily going to be like, oh yeah, I am 100% see why I should subscribe to this. But Trisha and I and our teammates are working on a plan to give you great content. And we need to first get over 100 subscribers so that we're able to make a URL address that looks like a real thing and not just all these letters and numbers. So if you could do that, help us out there. We're going to keep bringing you some great content, and we're so grateful for the time you've spent with us today.
Absolutely. If nothing else, COVID-19 has given us an opportunity to grow outside of ourselves and look at some new opportunities that we never thought we'd be forced to have to learn. But yet here we are rocking it out. I think by the end of 2019 or 2020, Jeff and I are going to be able to produce television shows. You just never know. So,
I mean, yeah.
That may or may not lead into some cool things coming down the line. So yeah, thank you so much for spending time with us. And if you get an opportunity, ACS volunteers, check out the other campaigns. Research Hers is still going on strong right now. Real proud shout out to my own daughter, Samantha, who is a Research Her candidate and kicking it. She's doing really, really well. We're hoping to hit that 2,500 mark by the end of this month. Speaking of which, we need to go paint some peace poles if anybody wants to buy a peace pole. So really cool stuff happening out in our state. Check it out. Frequent other people's pages. Get excited and get engaged again, because I think that's what we're missing. Is that sometimes when you're stuck at home and you know you can't go anywhere, you get into this groove where it gets kind of comfortable, and Netflix is fun and all, but we all have an opportunity here to make a big difference and make history. And I would rather see history being made in a positive light, because we're able to raise funds. We're able to get outside of ourselves and understand that it's okay to ask for funds right now. It is absolutely okay. Maybe the first couple of weeks it wasn't so okay, but now we're in a space where we can. And let's make history and change it around, especially in the state of Michigan, and then extends so much further. Be that role model for the rest of the world, because we've got a job to do. We've got cancer patients who depend on us every single day. So yes, thank you for your time. And Jeff, did we cover it all?
Probably not, but
Nope.
we'll be back often.
Check back again. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please, please, please. Everywhere you see this video, we're going to have it all over the place. Click it, subscribe, get your notifications, and that way we can do some really cool things going forward.
Awesome.
All right.
See you all soon.
Thanks, everybody. Love you guys.